So you might remember this, put a video on for this a little while ago. This is the bowl sander, friction sander that I made. So I thought what I would do though is put a little video on of how I make the mandrels that go inside. They're easy enough to make, these little things. I did write a blog post a while ago about those. That sort of video might be helpful. There's not a lot to them really. They are a piece of plywood, a bit of threaded bar, a nut and a washer, and one of these. It's a T-nut. You can get these, I use them in furniture making and stuff, but you can buy them like a pack of 10 for £1. The other things I've got are some Velcro or hook and loop tape. I don't have any thicker stuff, but this will do. And there's the foam. Now the foam that I've used for these, or some of them anyway, is an old mouse mat, and the foam's quite good. It's quite rigid and sturdy, and it will take a bit of a pounding, believe it or not. I'm making another one anyway because I've made them. You can see the foam is quite thin there. I want one that's got a bit more movement in the foam pad, so I'm going to make another one. And to do that, first things first, you get a piece of plywood, or any other wood really, but plywood works well. And use one of those, a hole saw. If you've not seen one before, you can pick them up cheap enough. And they're really handy, and I find that these ones, I think this one is a 54mm, makes just about the right size for these. It's pretty good. So all you need to do is cut out a bit of wood. So, get rid of that as well, put it over there. So there's the start of it. So obviously now what we've got to do is get the T-nut in there, and now the drilling bit in the hole saws is quite small. So what I do is just make it a little bit bigger. I should probably do that side where it's flatter. And then you can get your T-nut, pop it in there, and give it a tap. Try and get it as flush as you can. It's a bit raised there. That's better. So there you go. Got that. Now all you need to do is get your threaded bar and put it in there. I'll just drop the washer. There we go. I'll use some of this as well on it. This is thread lock. It's basically a glue that just stops it undoing. You just put a bit of that on there. Although I have found that you don't really need this because they do tighten up pretty tight. Just take that off there. Let's try and put the washer back on. and wind it up so it's just shy of the, so it's just underneath. Then all you've got to do is do the nut up. A little bit of a tweak. There we go. Start of a mandrel, basically. There's some tidying up to do, and then obviously you've got to stick that on there. But it's fairly easy. Sort these out. I've just used contact cement, so before I finish it off and get the final sort of finish on it and the shape to it, I'll stick the foam pad to it, then I'll stick these to it, trim it all up. Alright, okay, stay tuned. Alright, so the glue's set, so all that really needs to be done now is for that to be trimmed up so it's nice and round. And then we'll stick the hook and loop tape on. I did, this is the one that I cut originally, but you can see there's a bit missing out of there. It's not very good. And when I put the T-nut in, the plywood started to split. You can just about see it there. So that one's no good. So I made another one. Trimming it up's easy. Just get a pair of scissors or a sharp knife. And cut off the bits you don't want. Like so. Get rid of that bit. And we should, if I bring this over here, I've got to sand the rest off. Bit more. So there we go, all sanded off, and perhaps a shade smaller than intended, but it'll hold a sanding pad quite well. And unlike these ones, because the foam sticker, it's got a bit more movement in it, which is handy if you want to, like, you know, get it to go round a shape. So all I'm going to do, this has lost its adhesion, so I'll just glue these to it, 2 bits like that, trim it up, and away we go. And I'll have 4 that I can mess about with when I need to. Like I said, they're easy to make, very cheap as well. You can make them for pennies really. The T-nuts, you can buy in little bags of 10 for about £1 or £1. Somewhere around here I've got some old furniture, like office chairs, and they actually have them in little T-nuts in them as well, so you can just recycle them if you need to. But yeah, that's that really. I'll put a link to the blog post that I wrote about making these, or the ones that I made originally, on there, which is a little bit more detailed, I guess. And there you go. easy to make, and obviously for my purposes anyway, fit well in my little bowl sander. Yeah, not bad. Anyway, that's that. Thanks for watching. Okay, so there's the one I've been making. It's all done now, all glued up, all to its final shape, and there it is basically. Said not much to it. Works well in the little bowl sander I made, and now I've got 4 of them, all slightly different shapes, thicknesses. Some of them use a much more rigid foam for harder things, but like I said, I wanted this one to have a bit more movement in the foam pad, so I've got that now, and there it is. So old mouse mat, bit of plywood, T-nut, threaded bar, nut and a washer. Done. Can't really get much more simple than that really. Anyway, thanks for watching.